Welcome back guys, it's JDog here at SeekHost, and today we're going to be going over how to install the mod Minecraft Comes Alive to your PC, to your server, and also an overview of the whole mod itself. So for this reason, if you do want to skip to anything, just make sure to go down to the bottom to the timestamps, and then you can just skip ahead. If you've already installed it, you can go ahead and find out more stuff about the mod, and just use that to your advantage. So first of all, let's just go over what this mod is. It essentially brings your whole Minecraft to life by creating lots of villagers. You can interact with these villagers, get them to follow you, move freely, stay here, you can trade with them, you can set their home, tell them to go home, ride a horse, and much more. You're able to get married to these characters, have children, you can set them to work, and even check their inventory. You also have warriors of the village and heroes of the village, which you're also able to get to follow you, and they protect your villagers pretty well, and much more. So let's go into a more detailed overview of this and how to get this installed. So let's get started here with installing it onto your PC. Now first of all, I'm just going to recommend using the CurseForge launcher because it's just going to make your life so much easier. If you do just use a Forge and you want to install it to a mod folder, I'll leave a link in the description or popping up on the screen now with a other video showing you how to install it through the Forge jar and using mods as well. However, we're going to be using the CurseForge launcher for this. Now to get this, go onto CurseForge, the website, click on any mod, you'll be prompted to install it, and it only takes a few minutes to install and log in. Once you have got that, select Minecraft Java Edition, and you're going to have an empty screen here because you haven't got any mod packs. Come to the top right here where it says create custom profile. You're then going to make a profile name. I'm just going to call it number 2 because I've already got another version. You're then going to select your Minecraft version. Now for Minecraft Comes Alive, this is on 1.12.2 or older version, so we're going to be selecting 1.12.2 and we're going to hit create. Simply click on your mod pack now, go to add more content and search up MCA, and you're going to see that you get Minecraft Comes Alive, and we're going to hit install. Now search up Radix, spelt like this, and we're also going to be downloading this. Now this actually, in fact, one of the videos said that you did need it. I've also played Minecraft Comes Alive without it. However, I'm just going to recommend to do it because it might actually help out with the experience. It's also made by the same creator. However, I have managed to run this without Radix core as well. Either way, I suggest adding on to the mod pack. Now that you're done, click back on Minecraft and you're going to see that your mod pack has the 2 mods that you need. And to play on your single player, it's simply a case of clicking play and then play again on your Minecraft launcher. It'll bring you up on the right Forge version right here with everything, mods and libraries all installed. Now let's come over to our server and find out how we can add this to a server. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be stopping our server because we want to change the jar, because we're going to need this on Forge 1.12.2. Once that has stopped, we're going to go to files, we're going to go to FTP file access, I'm going to select the all, and then I'm going to delete. If you do have anything that you want to back up, such as a world, simply select the world, you can download it, or make a backup and download the zip first. If you don't have any files that you want to keep and you're just making this a Forge server, simply hit delete, then choose submit. Once you get the list of everything deleted, we're going to come back to the main page of the server. This is where we're going to choose the Forge 1.12.2 jar, so we're going to go ahead, select that, and then after we're going to press save. It does automatically save it, I just like to do it just to make sure. Now that we have our jar installed, we can just press start, and it's going to start up the server with all the relevant files and folders that we need, and it's just a case of adding the mods into the mod folder then. Whilst that's loading up, we're going to come back to our CurseForge launcher and we're going to click on the profile that we made for Minecraft Comes Alive. We're then going to select the 3 dots next to play, and we're going to come down to open folder. Now we're going to be double clicking the mods folder, and I'm going to be highlighting these both and then copying them over. You can close down your mods file and it will look a little bit different. Mine's just because I haven't properly played this yet. Once you do play it, it'll have a few more files, however you will still have your mod file there. Then find somewhere that you will remember. I'm going to use my desktop here just to create the MCA folder, and I'm going to open up the folder. This really just has to be an empty folder of which you're going to go and paste the files into. So now we have the 2 mods pasted in this folder called MCA, and on this case I've done it on my desktop. So with the server all started up, we are going to stop the server one more time, and then we're going to be returning back to the multicraft panel. Once stopped again, we are going to go to files, we're going to go to FTP file access, and then we're going to be looking for the mods folder right here. Open up the directory and we can simply look for upload. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be uploading the files one by one over to my desktop where I made the folder. You're going to see that I had the folder that I made. Double click that and then we're going to upload them one by one. So let's start with MCA, double click that, then we're going to choose another file. We're going to click Radix Core and then we're going to hit submit. Once that's all done, we can simply return back to the main dashboard for the multicraft and we can start our server back up, and we now have our Forge 1.12.2 server with both of the mods running, which means we can now join on using our CurseForge launcher. So with that bit all done, let's get into the fun bit of looking through the mod. With that all done, we're going to open up our CurseForge launcher and we're going to be selecting the profile that we added the 2 mods to, and we're going to select play. This will now bring us up to the launcher with everything ready for us to just press play again and launch Minecraft up. You'll see a slightly different screen to normal. This is just because it's loading up all the mods, and whilst that's happening, we're just going to go through a little bit of the overview of how you get started on here. Now it says it's really good to start with the Minecraft seed with the village, so if you do not want to really spend too much time running around for a village, try and look for a seed to create the world with first. If not, you can just naturally look for a Minecraft village, and once you do find one, they'll be populated with the Minecraft villagers from MCA. Another feature of this is actually it's quite configurable, so if you click mods on here, you can come down to Minecraft Comes Alive and you can check out the config. Now this can all be changed, whether you want the Grim Reaper to be able to be allowed, which we'll go through a little bit later, whether you allow the marriage, update check-in, growth of how long a baby will take to become a baby from a child, whether they have a chance of infection, whether they have twins. You can basically configure most of the options here. So for this tutorial I'm just going to disable interaction fatigue, enable intervals, and how many hearts it's going to require me to actually become married, just so I can show you, otherwise it's going to take forever. You can also choose the height of where the rose gold spawns in the level, which I find quite interesting. It does add another raw to it too. Once you're done, just hit done, then we're going to go to done again and create your single player world. I'll leave a link for this page again, but this is the recipes page, and this will be important if you want to go through with the marriage and children. Now you can then set your children to do other work bits, you can also do that with your partner, but the first bit is going to be making the rings. Now of course this has all the ring recipes, it also has a tombstone, you even have divorce papers, a whistle just in case you need to summon your family. You can change the villager beds, as we know in 1.12.2, unless you have other mods you can't make them different colours, however you can with this. And you can also create different sort of designs for the rings, which is really nice. You can make heart molds, tiny molds, oval molds and such stuff like that. But of course you have to build this up and actually get married with somebody if you do want to do that. It's not instant, you have to work on it with the interactions. Now when you do finally come across a village, you're going to find that it's looking a little bit different. Rather than your regular old villagers, you're going to get names and you're going to get job titles along the top. You're also going to get the interactions menu as soon as you right click them, which allows you to interact, giving you lots of different options here, from a chat to a joke. You can gift them items, shake their hands, tell a story, flirt, hug or kiss. You can get anyone in the village to follow you. If they are following you, you can also go ahead and get them to stay here. And then if you want them to go about their business, you can go ahead and click move freely. Not only that, they also have a lot of custom trades on here. Obviously the trades do get better the better that you know them. We're going to go through that a little bit more in the moods later on in the video. You can also fix their location, so you can set where their home place is, their workplace, and also where they can hang out. Let's say for instance I wanted him to come and hang out over in this corner. I'll just stand here, I'm going to click him, go to locations, and I'm going to click hang out. This is now his favourite spot. Let's say I want him also to come over here and sleep here for the night. This is going to be his home. I'm going to click locations and I'm going to go to home. Finally, if you want to come over and work by the well, you can get him to stand over here. We're going to right click him one more time, click locations and then click workplace. You can also request them to go home by clicking this button here and they'll run along home. If there's a horse nearby, you can also choose for them to ride a horse. You're also going to notice on the left hand side it's going to tell you whether they are married or not married. Villagers can interact between each other and of course you. Not only this, you have your hearts. This is quite important and this is how much they like you. With 0 hearts, he pretty much has no feelings for us whatsoever and he's not particularly fond of us. However, if we interact and he likes what we've just said, we're going to click him and we're going to see that our hearts have actually gone up a little bit. Now I've disabled it, but this will have a cooldown as well, so if he doesn't like something or if you've done something a fair amount of times, he's going to stop and he's going to start disliking it and it might even change his mood. Their moods do depend upon previous interactions, so if they didn't like something that you've done, let's say for instance you go to hug him and he doesn't like it, apparently he did, but if he doesn't, that will then go ahead and change his mood. To gift a player an item, just right click them and we're going to go to interactions and we're going to go to gift. Now scroll along your bar and then right click on the gift that you want to give them. Now you can see he doesn't actually like this and my hearts have actually gone down from 20 plus to 18. Now their moods will range from 3 different moods, which has been playful, serious or standard. For the personalities, it does go a little bit more in depth here, so I'll show you this page. I'll also leave the link for the wiki so you can come out and check it out yourself, but as you can see you have lots of different personalities which have a different mentality and a different ability adjusted to them. So if you want to take a look, just take a quick pause here, maybe screenshot this particular bit and then you'll have that on you. So now let's go a little bit more into marriage and children and how all of that works. As previously mentioned, when you right click on people you can interact with them. You can interact with them by joking, chatting, giving them a gift, trying to shake hands, etc. So this will then build up your hearts. The more hearts that you have with somebody, the more they're likely to like you. As you can see there, she didn't like that and we had -5 hearts. So now just to show you how this works, I'm going to cheat a little bit here because obviously I've changed this on the config so it doesn't get fatigued or tired out and we can keep on going with the interaction. So I'm just going to gift and I'm going to start gifting some diamonds and we can see Obviously they're going to like this, and I haven't turned the fatigue on, so if we see the hearts are going up and up, and we've got 89 hearts now. Now if we keep gifting, eventually we're going to start getting gold hearts, and as you can see there we have 129 gold hearts, and you only need 5 gold hearts before you can consider getting married. Now using the crafting recipes that we went over before, you need to go ahead and craft yourself a ring. In this case we've gone for a rose gold wedding ring. Now we're going to have to right click on them, and if they do like you enough when you interact with them, you can go ahead and gift, and you can right click it. As you can see, we've now just got married. Once married, you can see that we now have, in fact, more options than we did before. We have a procreate option, which in case we want to make a baby, which we'll go through in a second. You can set them to work on certain things. You of course still have your normal options, but you can also check their inventory. At the moment, we have nothing in here. However, before we get to the baby part, let's go through the work part. Let's say, for instance, that you wanted whoever you're married to start getting work on some farming. You can right click them, open their inventory, give them a tool that they're going to use for that. So in this case, I'm going to give them a diamond hoe. We're going to right click them again, go to work, and then we're going to choose harvesting. As you can see, she's now equipped it, and she's now gone ahead and started harvesting. The best option about this is if you right click them again, you check their inventory, you can now see what they've been harvesting, and you can now go ahead and take that for yourself, meaning you now have an auto harvester. You can then choose them to go fishing if you've got fishing rods, hunting, prospecting, chopping, or you can get them just to stop work altogether. So now let's get down to the babies. How do we do that? So if we right click on the villager and she likes you enough, as you can see here, we have a lot of hearts here, so she does seem to like us. We can then go down to procreate. If you click that, she's going to get a lot of hearts, meaning that there is now a baby. Once you've done that, you will then see a baby in your inventory called baby girl or baby boy, depending. You could even get twins. Yeah, double the trouble. You can right click it on the ground and you can name your baby. Now you guys have a baby, and you got to wait approximately 10 minutes in real time before you can right click it on the ground and it actually becomes a person or a child. You'll know it's a child because on next to their name, rather than butcher, it will say child. So time to wait a little bit. What I just checked is default 30 minutes you have to hold the baby for. You can change that with the config though. Another option to note is the ability to use a whistle once crafted. If you use the whistle, you can actually call back any member of your family. So if I want to call back this person, I can go ahead and call, and they'll be instantly teleported to me, the same once the child is created. Once your waiting period's up, you're going to see that it's going to say ready to grow here. So once in your inventory, right click and you are going to have a child. Wow, that is tiny. What? So this will now over time start to grow up slowly to be a slightly bigger child, and you can already set it to work. You can check here on the menu who the parents are, and you can also come down to click work. After work you can then set it to go fishing, and much like with the other interactive villager, you can also give them something to do it with. So for instance, if I wanted them to go chopping, I'd have to find an axe. So he's asking for an axe. To do that, you'd have to get an axe, go to the inventory, and simply place the axe in there. In fact, let's put the diamond hoe, and now all we've got to do is go to work. We're going to go to harvesting, and he's going to go off and work. Now the children on this don't actually work forever. Once they do grow up, they go on and do their own thing. However, you still have a bit of a choice going on then. With 2 matchmaker rings, you can also get the child that you procreated to also find another partner to marry eventually once they do grow up, therefore making the cycle over and over, sort of infinite. Get them to stand next to another villager and gift them both a matchmaker ring. If you want them to procreate, you then have to put a cake near them just to speed up the process until they choose to do so. So on to revival, and let's say your villagers die for some reason, for a lot of zombies or, you know, the normal reasons. There's no need to worry. You can in fact bring your favourite villagers back to life. You will need the Staff of Life for this process, and you can then filter through, choose somebody to revive, click revive, and you're going to revive them. So let's go through the process of doing that. So now a quick explanation of this is that a villager has died. You then need the Staff of Life to bring them back, and to get that you need to summon the Reaper. Now when you summon the Reaper, you really have to be quite ready for a boss battle. And you're going to need 6 obsidian, 1 block of emerald, and whatever weapons and armour you intend to take in. So to summon the Grim Reaper, we are going to need an altar that looks a little bit like this. So 2 obsidian there with a 2 space block, then the emerald, same again here, so 2 spaces and 2 obsidian, and the same on the back. You will go 2 back with 2 obsidian. Now we need to light 1, then the second obsidian, then the third obsidian, lastly we need to light the emerald. Suddenly the Grim Reaper will appear. Now he is quite a hard boss, obviously I am in creative mode, but he blocks a lot of attacks and he really is not easy, so do be prepared for this. Oh, and of course you do need to do it at night time, otherwise he won't appear. If you're having problems with the altar actually working, try doing it in a different direction. I changed my direction facing this way, and I just aligned it that way round, and then it worked. So like I showed before, all you need to do now is just use your staff, and you can now bring the loved ones back. So thanks for watching guys, don't forget to hit that like button, and also subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you next time on the next tutorial. Bye bye.